Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. It is currently part 6 for my Let's Play, and it is the 5th of October 2017 as I am recording this. The birds are just now getting nice and loud in the early morning as I start to record this, which is very unsurprising, I suppose you could say, because as you do know, if you are a repeat viewer of my Let's Plays, the birds love to get loud just as I am recording my videos. But anyway, I'm going to see if I can get up there. Remember, I used to be able to get right up to the very top. I don't know if that was just in the PS3 version where you could do that. Maybe you can do it in this version of the game too. I'm not too sure. But at the very least, I'm not going to waste my time trying to entertain myself, not end myself. I don't really want to end myself. That sounds a little bit too morbid for me, but anyway. I did actually have a few issues with recording this part. As you can see, I am currently alive, and I also have 28 strength. Basically, I did start a recording, but then I realized that I wasn't actually recording my vocal audio because Audacity was being retarded. Well, to be fair, it could also be just me being retarded and not starting the Audacity recording properly, but I do think that there was a level of uncooperation going on the side of Audacity as well, but regardless, let's not try to place blame. At the very least, I can be glad that I pulled myself up on my mistake before I had completely recorded a video and done something stupid. At the very least, all I did in the video was... I'm going to take all that stuff off because I prefer to have that stuff off, but regardless, all I did was upgrade strength twice from 26 to 28 using some souls that I got in here. And then I basically used the 1 humanity in my counter and decided to continue further in this direction just to kind of give me something to do in this video, because I could easily make this like a soul farming video, but that's not very fun, is it? I went in here and collected a soul at the expense of getting ambushed by these guys, which isn't a huge problem because they're pretty easy to deal with. I did at first give the Murakumo a try, but it is currently unupgraded and it seems to be rather underleveled for this area, and by underleveled I mean it's not leveled at all. I mean it's not leveled at all. It sounded like I said I meaned. I definitely didn't say I meaned, but for some reason it sounded like that. Now, basically, as you continue through this area, it is a good idea to stay to this side. I can't remember what's over through here. This isn't exactly where we want to go. Okay, there is this here. I'm gonna maybe hit these before they can do anything. Yeah, there you go. Don't underestimate that item, or that item I say. The item itself may or may not be good, but don't underestimate the fact that you will be ambushed if you just go and grab an item that looks like it's in a nice quiet place. It is indeed a partisan now. That is a pretty good dex scaling spear that exists in the game, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to use that. If I am going to use a dex scaling spear in this game, I think I will choose the pike, because of course that is a high strength scaling weapon. Technically, it is like 23 strength, not quite as high as the strength requirement for the Murakumo, and possibly other... Damn. Didn't mean to wake you up. Okay, so the reason why we wanted to stay to the left side there, which is now the right side, depending on which way you're facing, is because we wanted to avoid these guys. Now, these guys aren't really terrible. He's using Tranquil Walk of Peace, so we're going to try and kill him as quickly as possible. This is not what I wanted, actually. Stop it, please! I freaking knew it. I knew that I was going to have a problem there. My gosh, you see, because I was being a little bit complacent there, I decided, okay, well, I'll just go and try and kill him as quickly as possible. But then I realised, oh, that's not a good idea. I'd already lost some health for whatever reason. That was really not what I wanted. I really shouldn't be dying so foolishly in this game at this point, but I think I did mention in part 1 that I am going to have to come to terms with the fact that I can't play quite as well in this game as I used to these days. But anyway, I guess I'll just have to live with being dead for now. Actually, no, I really do need to consume another humanity and revive myself. So what needs to happen here is that we need to actually summon an NPC for this boss fight. Now, this is a completely optional boss fight for us at this point. I believe that the benefit to doing this boss is actually acquiring an ember that we don't need. It's like the magic ember or something. We're not going to be using any magic weapons, so we technically don't actually need to kill this boss, but I'm just doing it because I can. And as you can see, I'm putting myself in a negative situation where I'm actually dying as a result. It's really kind of foolish, but anyway. Getting you in a position where you're attacking and staying in one position is a good way to control the situation. Just make sure that you don't go too close to them when they're doing that attack, because that is indeed an attack with some considerable range to it. So yeah, once you do take off one item, basically an item type will automatically equip itself to this, but once you take it off once, whenever you do collect more of that item, it will not auto-equip at that point. Unless you do still have it, you know, equipped there, then it will add itself to that stack. But anyway, I'm going to continue along here. I don't necessarily want to fight these... I'm not really too sure what to call them, but at the very least, I think Guardians is a term that I've used in the past. Don't go too close to them. This is how you avoid them. You will have to fight one. That is kind of a requirement. Now, I'm seeing items over there, or item, singular. But at the very least, I would like to fight you, and you alone, no more. I don't want to fight anyone else. Damn you. They're not very difficult to fight, it's just that they're a bit time consuming, so I prefer to only fight one at a time. And by time, I mean going through here, not like... I mean, yes, I do only want to be fighting one and only one, just at one time, but I mean, like, as I'm coming through here, I don't want to fight multiple in total. That's kind of annoying. So he's using Tranquil Walk of Peace, which basically inhibits your movements. As you can see right here, it's quite awful. So what I'm going to do is just allow that to run out. It is now run out, I think. Either that or he... Yep, okay. So I'm just going to be nice and careful here. So it has now run out, so I should be safe. This shield definitely does help here. So I just need to be nice and careful with him, because I'm not going to underestimate the amount of damage he is dealing with that sword. We can actually get his armor set soon, but it's not really an armor set that I'm going to use with this set. Simply because I did mention in the previous video that I want to be capitalizing on, I guess, swift movement in this build, despite the fact that I'll be using heavy weapons like the Murakamo, whatever the other curved greatswords are. Can't really remember their names at this stage. But you can see that this has 12 weight to it. That's pretty heavy. The Great Scythe only has 5 weight. That's why the Great Scythe is a good dex weapon, just like all the other dex weapons. It's nice and light. That's just how the dex weapons work. They're light weapons that can still deal, not steel dill. If you want to eat steel dill, that might be an interesting experience, but not an experience that I would recommend to those who would like to keep their teeth for later on in life. But anyway, I will indeed traverse through the light, and we will fight the Moonlight Butterfly with the assistance of Witch Beatrice, which is absolutely got nothing to do with the Orgon no Majo. And that is a reference that I hope someone in here will get. If any of you get that reference, I will love you forever, okay? I can assure you that, okay? So that's how you avoid that. It's kind of dodgy, yeah, but I guess if you're in line with this person, it's easier, because otherwise, yeah, it can track you a little easier. See that? That's what I mean. If you go in one single direction, it will be harder to avoid it. Oh jeez, getting a little bit glitchy there. As you can see, this shield does not really shield too much magic. Now this is the opportunity for us to actually attack this monster. Or this enemy, this butterfly. I don't really want to call it a monster, but the point is that when we can't ourselves hit this thing, we need to be very careful here. That's going to hit us if we're not careful, so there we go. Witch Beatrice managed to do the final hit there. I wasn't going to risk it, but basically Witch Beatrice will fire magic at this thing from a distance while we can't hit it, and then of course we will do the damage that we need to do when it comes down close. Basically the reason why the Moonlight Butterfly comes down close is because it wants to charge a shockwave, but that seems a little bit counterintuitive, if I could speak English. I'll tell you what, I really need to learn how to speak my native language. That would be a great way to continue through this Let's Play. But anyway, Watchtower Basement Key. If I can possibly remember... Watchtower Basement Key, that might actually be a requirement. Although I don't know. Watchtower Basement Key. I don't know what that does. I completely forgot. I mean, I will definitely open the area to it naturally, because, you know, as I'm going through the game, I will just be going in whatever direction is natural to me, so I'll probably end up using the Watchtower Basement Key without any issue. It's just I can't, at this stage, really remember where it goes. Now, what I'm actually going to do, guys, is return back through this area just for the sake of it, because I haven't actually properly gone through that area in a very long time. I usually don't pick up the items there. The only item that I would pick up is... no item, yeah. I was actually trying to think of a possible item that I would pick up, but I usually don't pick up any items in this area, but I'm spotting items as I'm coming through here this time around. So I think it might be a nice idea just to kind of explore this area. It could be a plan. Just this... oh my god, this is why I don't come through here. This is just too much trouble. This is more trouble than it's worth for sure. Although I don't know much about it, but I do have a feeling that this is a little bit too much. I don't like this at all. You know what? I'm just going to return to the bonfire simply because I can see that I will be stuck doing this for a long time. This whole combat scenario, but anyway, that is about it for that direction. Of course, if you don't actually have, what do you call, Homeward Bones, there you go, I just had to think of the name there. God, kind of important items in this game and I completely couldn't think of the name. But you do actually receive them at the end of that boss, so you will be able to make use of them there. Regardless, I will level up twice, because why not? I do have the souls. I don't really want to go past soul level 40 as I'm going into the QLTY area. I do want to upgrade the Murakuma perhaps to +5. I know it's a little bit overkill going into the QLTY area, but yeah, I could definitely go above soul level 40, but I don't want to be totally overpowered while going through that area. I'll just stick to 40 as my temporary level cap, I suppose we'll say. We will indeed level up our vitality. Endurance is a target of mine for sure. As is dexterity. I definitely need to kind of match dexterity to strength at this point, but I also can't deny the fact that I have been neglecting vitality and endurance despite being at level 33. Generally, having such a one-sided stat upgrade is not ideal for you. Even if you are going to have access to powerful weapons, you know, you do still need health and you do still need endurance. In other words, stamina and equip load. But, yeah, because this is a quality build, I will be leveling up dexterity as well when given the opportunity to do so, possibly when I am content with my amount of vitality. I'll probably take vitality to 20. Although, I might not need to do that if I get the Ring of Favour and Protection. Now, I do need to come to a decision as to whether or not I want to use the Ring of Favour and Protection. Basically, how that ring works is that once you equip it, you can't unequip it again. And that's kind of, I don't know if that's what I want. I usually do use it because I'm a bit lazy. I couldn't be bothered getting the additional stats myself. So it is nice to have additional health and additional equip load and whatever else it does for you. I think it's just that. It might be just health and equip load. Maybe stamina as well. But it is a very useful ring to have. It's oftentimes not a ring that you get until you finish Anolondo. When you, like, unlock Dark Anolondo, and I think... actually, no, it turns Dark Anolondo. Or is that how that works? I don't really know. I can't actually remember, but all I can say is that usually when you fight that guy, it's a bit later in the game, so the ring is kind of, I guess, geared towards those people who have gotten through that point in the game. But you can indeed get it early by killing him before he does anything, and that's what I'm going to do, because I have indeed played this game enough to know that it's very worth doing that. And you also can just kick him off a cliff to make it even faster. I will likely fuck up with that, as I did with the ninja, the Darkwood Grain ninja guy, you know, the guy using the ring. But anyway, I'm thinking maybe for my actual dex build in this game I'll actually use the Darkwood Grain ring in the set. It could be a nice idea. I don't know how it's going to work as far as my defense is concerned, but I think the idea with the Darkwood Grain ring is that if you do have such a huge ability to evade attacks at such a great distance, it'll probably put me at risk. I remember back when the Darkwood Grain ring was more or less like working for mid-rolls. That's how it was, I think. Or maybe it was only fast rolls. Yeah, that's right. It replaced the fast roll. So it was exactly the same as the fast roll, and I remember that you often rolled at such a great distance that you could just find yourself flying off a cliff because you just covered so much distance with one single roll. But I will tell you that the speed of the Darkwood Grain ring roll is so much so that it can almost be better than running. You just roll repeatedly and you're flying through areas doing forward flips. It's crazy, but I do definitely like the Darkwood Grain ring. I think I will use that for my dexterity build purely because I think that people believe that the Darkroot Garden ring is no longer quite so viable in builds that are kind of under the soul level 120 zone. Generally, to make the Darkroot Garden ring viable in more sets, or at least in the same number of sets as it was used in when it was not actually nerfed, you'd need to get around soul level 200, or at the very least soul level 160 or something like that. I can't really remember. I did make a few builds that used the Darkroot Garden ring exactly as it was able to be used back then, you know. I just had to top up my endurance to make that so. But it did require a pretty high soul level in the end. But I'm going to stop talking at this point and actually start doing. I think that could be a plan. Because I think you guys are a little bit sick of me crapping on. I think I will just do Vitality. Who cares? I'm going to... do I want to do that? I think the aim was to get Vitality to 20 and then leave it alone, but then again, I don't know if I need to do that if I'm going to get the Ring of Favour and Protection, which I think I am going to do for this build. I will... You know, I might end up using the Ring of Favour and Protection for all of my builds, except for maybe the Magic build. So, yeah. Simply because the ring is such a useful addition to your stats, it really is. You can't underestimate how useful it is, but regardless, I think I might, first and foremost... Well, it doesn't matter what I do first. We'll just do endurance first, because I'm going to be getting more souls anyway. But, I think I'm going to do the rest of this stuff off camera. It hasn't really been a full video yet. I could always make this a slightly shorter video. But at the very least, I think I will, more or less, bring this to a close. I'll explain what I'm going to do. So first and foremost, I'm going to get myself to soul level 40. And through doing that, I think I'll upgrade just Vitality and Endurance at this stage. And then once I've finished with Vitality and Endurance... Actually, you know what I might do? That's what I'll do. In this video, for the rest of this video, this just gives me something to fill in the time. Because I do understand that it's only about 17 minutes since I started recording. It's about that, I don't know. Because I do have, like, pre-recording stuff in my actual... Well, pre-video stuff in my recordings, you know, just... I start the recording and then I kind of, like, start the game, you know, so, like, I'd still be in the loading screen of the game when I actually start the recording, and then I kind of, you know, maybe I need to have a drink first, you know, stuff like that. It's not... The recording time that I have here is not exactly what you're going to be seeing, that's the idea. But, yeah, regardless, I will continue over in this direction. You know what I'll do? I might actually speed this up, simply because I think you know where to go, but at the same time I don't really want to cut to completely confuse those who maybe don't understand where I'm going right now. So I'm actually going to speed up this process. I will indeed kill the Titanite demons soon. There is another word for these guys, I forgot. Like, the Titanite demon is not the official term for these enemies. I can't remember what the official term is, though. It's something like crawling like a wandering demon. I can't really remember, but they have some kind of name like that. But at the very least, I will speed up the journey to Firelink Shrine at this point, because why the hell not? Alrighty, so I am back, and as you can see, the guy that we rescued from that jail cell will appear here. Now, I believe, and don't quote me on this is purely based on my very dodgy memory, and if you know anything about me, I tend to forget a lot of things about games when I don't play them regularly, even if I've played them many times before. But I believe even if you don't rescue him, he will appear. Appear? No, he will appear after you kill QLTY. He will not appear at any point. I don't understand what appearing is. Please, Doomlink. We need the Doomlink dictionary to translate that one. That is another long-running joke of mine, the Doomlink dictionary, but sometimes it is needed just to translate what the hell I'm on about. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure that after QLTY he will appear here, but it could not be the case. It might be after Sen's Fortress, who knows, but it's probably not after Sen's Fortress. Basically, if you don't get rid of this guy by the time you go to Anolondo, he will kill this girl. And then you won't actually be able to rest at this bonfire until you kill him again, maybe, I don't know. Either that or you can never rest at it again. Long story short, it's annoying, and there is no real reason for you not to kill him right now when you have that information. If you've played this game before and have experienced him doing that, I only allowed him to do it one time. I mean, seriously, if you have experienced it, you will kill him now. I don't care if you think that you're going to do it with fists because you don't have good weapons to kill him, but like, you're going to do it. It's just worth it. But another thing to mention is that you don't actually need to do it with your weapon. Now, if I actually just used my kicking here, I just need to do a bit. See, look at that. I can't, especially when it comes down to like me actually needing to do it. Just need to. Fuck! Can't do the kicking, man. I'll just try it. There we go, that's what we want. That's exactly what we wanted. I actually managed 2 successful kicks there, that's astounding. So what we're actually going to do is we are going to quit the game. Then we are going to return right to that point. So, I actually haven't rested at any bonfires since leaving the bonfire just out the front of Darkroot Forest. I don't really know what it's called. I suppose the Darkroot Garden bonfire. Yes. Thank you, Doomlink, for your beautiful display of understanding of the English language. It's absolutely beautiful. But anyway, I will load game, go back to Doomlink and Filing Shrine. The reason why we're doing this is so that we can immediately access those items that he has dropped. Now, I can't remember exactly what he drops. I know he drops the Ring of Favour and Protection, but I think he gives you something like 5 humanity as well. It is definitely very worth it as far as killing this guy is concerned. Do not, pass up on that. 5 humanity, Ring of Favour and Protection, that's exactly what he dropped. Honestly, the humanity count was a estimate, but it turns out that's exactly what it was. So we're going to use a Homeward Bone to return to that bonfire over there, simply because it's quite a distance to travel on foot, so it's much easier if we do this. So, yeah, the beauty of Homeward Bones. They are your best friend when you don't have the warping system, but even then you can't actually warp to this bonfire. This is not a bonfire that you can warp to with the Lord Vessel, I will mention, so yeah, it is always important to do that. If you are going anywhere, don't rest at any bonfires if you do plan to return to here, because you will need to use a Homeward Bone. Otherwise, you'll have to journey from the Undead Parish, and it is kind of annoying. But anyway, I'm going to equip the Ring of Favour and Protection in the first slot. That's always what I do. And now, if you take off this ring at any point, it will break. I think it does give you a text dialogue thing. A text dialogue, I just said. More like either a text box or a dialogue box, whatever you prefer to say, Doomlink. Text dialogue is a bit redundant, but anyway, if we do attempt to take it off, I think we will get a dialogue box saying, if you take this off it will break. Fortunately, that kind of stops you from making mistakes, like if I accidentally press X. Sorry guys, got interrupted. That's a good time for me to get interrupted right when I'm in the middle of an explanation, but regardless, what I was saying was that that dialogue box appearing essentially helps when it comes to pressing the X button accidentally, and instead of it immediately breaking the ring because you've just unequipped it, it will just be like, oh yeah, if you unequip this then it will break, so that kind of helps you if you do make that sort of mistake. But regardless, we now have more health, and we might, see how we can now fast roll with this when we couldn't fast roll with this before. Now, we're definitely not going to be able to fast roll with the Murakumon. Now, that's definitely not going to happen. Now I need to reconnect my controller, thanks game. But, yeah, definitely a big deal, because this is a heavy shield, all things considered. But this is one benefit to the Ring of Favour and Protection. We have a lot more health, we have a lot more stamina, and we also have more equip load. It is a very nice ring to have, and if you can get it early on, and also get some additional humanity while you're at it, and then also eliminate the inconvenience of actually not being able to rest at the Filing Shrine bonfire until you clear Anolondo and kill that guy. But don't you think it's ironic that I'm cutting the trees with a scythe? I think that's pretty ironic, but anyway, I am now going to do some stuff off camera. So this will basically be between part 6 and part 7, because it is now time for me to actually end this part. I hope you guys enjoyed. In the next video we are going to... What are we actually going to do? I think we're going to just continue into the QLTY area. That could be a plan. In other words, Blighttown. I don't know why I'm saying QLTY area when the area does have a name. It is Blighttown. But anyway, I will probably also upgrade the Murakumo to +5 while I'm at it. And yeah, that's going to be the plan. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.